Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. Dear brother and dear sister, I'm very happy to be with you here because I want always to share the happiness of Islam. I want to be focused. I'm not a very religious person. I'm not a Dawah. I don't come to give you a lecture or teaching. I just come to share with you the happiness of being Muslim. Myself, I was a Christian. And during my life, I was traveling as a tourist in Turkey. And there I meet one gentleman who gave me the touch of Islam. Also that meant he was not a very religious and was not a scholar. I was just traveling around and somewhere I got lost. I asked somebody in the street, do you know where is this hotel? At that time, no GPS, no mobiles. And that guy, he said, there is not any hotel in this village, but I want you to come to my house and tomorrow you can go and you will find your hotel. I was a little bit concerning because that brother, he looked very tough, he had a long beard and he was very strong. I tell to my wife, look, we'll go to his house. If we see the place is okay, we'll go in. If not, we'll search for another location. When I reached his house, the front door was open. It was completely dark. We just see inside there was 5 children. We saw 5 children. When I saw 5 children, I became relaxed. And then he invited us there. He invited us for some dinner, some simple things, olives, cheese. But the way how he treats us, we feel very comfortable. And then that gentleman, he said, you sleep here, we have the other place. And he went out. Next day in the morning, when I wake up, I opened the door. I was shocked. That brother with his family, his mother, his wife, and his 5 small children was sleeping outside under the tree. And this was in October, it was a little bit cold. I go to him and I said, are you crazy? Why you do that? He said, no, I am not crazy. But you are a traveler and I have to give you whatever I have because I am a Muslim. When that man, he said, I am a Muslim, his face was shining. And he was the most happiest man in the world. My wife, she started to cry, and myself, I feel like electric shock in my body. We start to talk, me and my wife. Said, what we read in the newspaper, what we see in the TV about these Muslims, and what this guy is treating us. I go back to him and I tell him, okay, tell me more about your religion. He tell me something which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Mohamad Stefan. He said, dear, I don't have that much knowledge, but you read the Quran. I read the Quran, I read Hadith, and I became Muslim after a few months. But I think, from my heart, I was a Muslim from the time when that guy, he said, I am a Muslim. Because it's very important few things in our Dawah, daily Dawah, because everybody must make Dawah. Because God gave us Islam as a gift. And when the gift is coming, it's always coming with responsibility. If your husband bring you a gift, you have to do something for him. If your boss give you a big gift, you have to do something more. Same in our relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave us the gift to be a Muslim. What we have to do, we have to make Dawah. And Dawah, it's having to start with few things very, very simple. First one, we have to go back to the origin of Islam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He was giving Islam to the people, what He was doing? He chose the best man among His nation. He chose the man who was most honorable man, trusted man, good manners, and He gave Islam to him. For this reason, these days, we have to change ourselves. If we want to make Dawah, we have to become ourselves the best people among others. The other things, don't be in a hurry when you make Dawah. You remember, one brother, he mentioned one thing in one of his speeches these days. Abu Sufyan, he became Muslim almost 20 years after Islam was coming. You want to talk with somebody from United Kingdom, from Romania, from Germany, and you want him tomorrow to be a Muslim. Your effort, they have to go on and on, sometimes for years. But you have to keep working on that. And one thing which is very important here for Dawah, the happiness in Islam. If I look to Many brothers, because sisters they are different, their face is smiling, but many brothers they look to me like I steal their wallet. How you can attract? And this I noticed this one in the street, in the shops. You know, if you go around here, when you meet an English guy walking in the street in the morning, jogging, from far away he smiles to you. And you meet Mr. Ahmed is going to the mosque. Dear, try a big jihad, start a big jihad with yourself to give smile to the people. Mohamad Stefan, he said the biggest sadaqah in Islam is to smile in your brother's face. Try to teach everybody. I went to some mosque here, I will not name it, but when I go inside of the mosque, I was shocked. The people, they look, and they know I am their guest. They look at me. I say, Salaam alaikum. Dear, how you want Mr. George or Michael or somebody to come to the mosque when you treat them like this? No, we have to show them we are happy as a Muslim. Remember the Turkish guy, I am a Muslim. If somebody asks us sometimes, what is your religion? Why do you ask? I was today in one place and I went to one market and I noticed the brother that is a Muslim. I tell him, Salaam alaikum. You look around, alaikum salam. Why he's afraid? There's more freedom for Islam here than Saudi Arabia. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You see, show to the people we are happy as a Muslim. When you go to meet your boss in your company, did you ever go like this for him? No, you smile. And you stand in front of Allah, you say Allah over and your face is like this. Dear, if you want to attract the Muslim, the non-Muslim to Islam, let them to feel we are happy as a Muslim. When you go to the mosque, don't tell to your small boy, Yalla, let's go pray. He will start to hate Islam from very thin age. But you just tell him, okay, bye-bye, I'm going to pray. You will see, he will say, I want to come with you. The attitude is very important. If you notice, I don't tell you anything from the Quran or from the Hadith, because this is the Quran and the Hadith. The good treatment, you know. Mohamad Stefan, he said, if you know one ayah from the Quran, but if you pass to the people you are doing dawah, some of our people, how I said, I went to that mosque, and they said, this guy is Hafiz al-Quran, this guy is Hafiz al-Quran. I said, no, they are not. Because if they know something, and if they don't use it like a rich man who is having much money in the bank account, but he is wearing broken clothes. No, dear, we have Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us teaching, and He gave us Muhammad sallallahu to teach us. We have to take it from Him. Do you love Muhammad sallallahu? Why you don't smile to me? If you don't smile to me, this means you don't love Muhammad sallallahu. Yes or no? You see dear, if you want to teach other Islam, we have to change ourselves and to apply, not to learn. Because all of us, if I ask anyone from you and from there, maybe most of you, they know more than me, memorize Quran. But we have to use it. And we have to use it in the good manners. Myself, when I became Muslim, I start from very beginning of my Muslim life to make dawah. Even before I was a Muslim, I start dawah. Because when that Turkish guy, he acted like this with me, next day I go to my friend, my best friend, we meet each other and I tell him the story. And also he is a Muslim now. You see? I don't tell him, I was not having knowledge about Islam, but I tell him how this guy treat me. And my friend also, he started to read the Quran, also he became Muslim. My father, he kicked me out from the house. He said, yo, go away, you are not anymore my son. I said, okay, bye-bye. I took my wife, my child, and I went. After a few months, my brother-in-law, he became Muslim. My father, he became more crazy. He called me, he called my brother-in-law. Because of this idiot, you became Muslim? He said, not because of him, because of this book. What is that book? It's the Quran. Okay, give it to me. Okay, take it, read it. For almost 6 months, my father, he read the Quran, he was retired. Every day. With the Bible, together. Writing notes from the Bible, from the Quran, putting together, comparing. After 6 months, he closed the Bible, he put it away, and he kept going with the Quran. After a long time, We was going to the mosque. He said, where are you going, guys? We are going to the mosque. I want to come with you. He come with us. He prayed Jummah. After Jummah, we go home. He takes Shahada. He pray with us. After Jummah, we go home. We have a lunch. After lunch, he went to sleep and he never wake up. You see how God is guiding you sometimes. Don't be upset if you tell to George about Islam and he don't want to be a Muslim today. Give him chance. And when somebody come to Islam, don't make pressure of him. Or somebody asks you about one question about Islam. He asks you, why, how we have to pray? Tell him, we just go in front of Allah and we go direct to pray to Him. Don't tell him more things, Don't try to tell him more than what he asks. Give him only the answer, nice answer, and let him to come back to you to ask again and again. If you start telling him, you must pray like this, and then you have to do like this, you have to pray 5 times a day, you have to fast, you have to do this, you have to do this, this guy, he will get fed up because he will not understand from the beginning. And this one, if somebody tell you, some ulama, they say, no, you must tell him about this, no. Don't go for the ulama sometimes. Go to the Mohamad Stefan in the Quran at the beginning of Islam. Mohamad Stefan, he was the Muhammad, not somebody else. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the Quran in 23 years. And you want to make somebody Muslim in one day? No, give him chance. Give him chance. You have to, if you believe in there is only one God, and Mohamad Stefan, the first thing what you have to make for him, to make him to have a motivation to read the Quran. When he will read the Quran, he will understand the other things. But again, I'm coming back to the same point, always we give him the beauty of the Islam. Not only, many scholars they are talking about haram, completely forgetting about halal. How many things we have halal in Islam? How many things we have haram? But always they talk haram. You must do that, you must do that, you must do that. No, dear. Sometimes don't forget, don't talk about haram. Talk about halal. People, they want to go for good things. You see, this is the philosophy of making people happy as a Muslim. Sometimes there are some brothers, their intention is very, very good. They learn for years how to make dawah. I meet some brothers and say, Muhammad, how many people became to Islam? I don't want to say because Allah knows, but many people. And he said, oh, too much, Muhammad, but I don't have anyone coming to Islam. I tell him this is a very dear friend of mine, he's in Romania. I tell him, Sheikh Yusuf, my target and my job is to bring the people to Islam, to build them up to some level, and then it's your turn. When somebody is coming to Islam, give him the basic information. And when he accepts all this basic information, then you go more and more. And then you teach him the very deep understanding of the Islam. Because, how I said, he said, if you know one ayah from the Quran, but if you apply, you know all the Quran and you don't apply, this is making difficult things for us. If we will not follow Islam, how Muhammad teach us, one day we will go in the wrong direction. The first thing what we have to do, we have to be happy as a Muslim. Remember the Turkish guy. We have to be nice with the people. We have to be ourselves example for the society. Look, when you step out from your house, look around your house. Your house has to be the cleanest house in the neighborhood if you want to attract people to Islam. When it's hot outside, bring a glass of water to your people who is passing in front of your house. Give him a glass of water. Why? Remember the Turkish book. Because I'm a Muslim. And this kind of treatment, it's bringing people close to Islam more than 100 hours of speech. We give them nice speech, but they are thirsty, they don't have water. We give them nice speech, but around your neighbor, your house is dirty. And you are talking about the cleaning in Islam. You are talking about the beauty of Islam, but you are not beauty by yourself. When you want to start your dawah, start to change yourself. Look to the mirror, ask your neighbor, I'm a right person. I'm treating people nice. Sometimes you think you treat people nice. Sometimes you think it's very nice to be very serious. I'm very serious. But no. Go to the mirror. How are you nice? Smiling or being like this? No, like this. When you meet your wife or when you meet your husband, you look like this to him. Oh, he will kick you out from the house. And you are going in front of Allah, you are like this. You want to attract somebody to Islam looking like this? This is the biggest jihad that we have to start these days. Changing ourselves, smiling in front of our brothers. Don't think there are not Muslim or Muslim. You know, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created a human being, Adam was a Muslim. Everybody when he's born is a Muslim. Then they take him to the church or to the synagogue and they make him to follow different religion. But we are born as Muslims. These things you have to put in your heart. Whenever you meet somebody, remember the beginning father is Adam. He's our brother. Treat him nice and then he will be very happy to know about Islam. But if you don't treat them nice, if you don't follow what you have to follow for yourself as a Muslim, you know, Mohamad Stefan, he said one thing is very important. When you go somewhere, leave the place better than was before, in all the terms. If you have a clean environment, you have a clean heart. If you are a clean heart, you are happy. If you are happy, you have to share the happiness with somebody else. Dear brother and dear sisters, I want you to go from here with smile in your face. I'm sorry I don't have camera, but I'm supposed to fix few camera outside to check if you are going in the street with a smile. I was in Ramadan in Bern, in Switzerland, and I give a lecture. I give a speech in the mosque, and there was more than 2,000 people there. And I tell them same thing. I said, dear brothers, you are going home now. Now it's Jummah. When you go out from the mosque, I want you to smile in front of the people, and I want you to invite for iftar one non-Muslim. All of you. To invite to the iftar one non-Muslim. Your neighbor, your colleague in the work, your friends, whoever is, invite each one brother to iftar. And we'll meet each other for Isha. Brother, they bring for Isha 5 people, which they embrace Islam. And the Imam of the mosque, he said, it's the first time in the history of the mosque in Bern when 5 people come to Islam in one day. And they said, not because of me, dear, you see? I just tell you to smile in their face and to invite them for iftar. You see how easy is the dawah? But you have to be confident and you have to trust Allah. Don't think it's difficult, It's very difficult sometimes, but it's difficult if you are not looking what is at the end. At the end will be paradise. Because if you bring one person to Islam, it's more worth than everything else. But for this one, the start, they have to be with smile. I start my trip from Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Syria, Jordan, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, all the GCC countries, from them to Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, South Africa. From South Africa, I ship my car to South America, Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Salvador, Mexico, United States, Canada, Alaska. From Alaska to Japan, Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Australia. Then I come up from Thailand to Burma, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Then going down from Karachi, I ship my car to Oman, Yemen. Then from Jordan, I ship my car to England. I was in England 2 years back. From England, I went to 32 European countries. From this 32 European country, I ship my car to Alexandria, Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, Sudan. My car is in Sudan now, breakdown. And I'll go back, I'll fix the car, and I'll continue my journey. I'm almost at the end of the trip, only 7 countries left. From Saudi Arabia to, from Sudan to Saudi Arabia, Mecca, Medina, then I'll go to Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania. I'm in Birmingham here because I meet some brothers in Masjid Al-Aqsa, and alhamdulillah we became brothers. You see how small is coming the world. And also I'm very happy to be here because always when I have a chance to share my experience and to share my work with the people, I know we can benefit, all of us, and we can see the face of Allah in paradise all together, inshallah. And if anybody wants to ask me any question, because maybe I missed something, and maybe somebody is curious to ask me, I'll be very happy to answer to you, because also when you ask questions is the dialogue, and the dialogue is more let's say teaching us than when somebody give a lecture, speech. If anybody wants to ask me any question, I'll be very happy to answer. I know one, yeah, Bismillah.
If women want to do the work you're doing, is it feasible?
Dear, my wife, she was with me until Jordan. She was with me 112 country, because in Thailand she get pregnant and she grew up when she reached 8 months. I sent her back to Romania, and the lady, they can do it very easily. Some people, they are very conservative, they say no, but you have to remember one thing. The first lady in Islam, who was? Khadija. And he was the business lady, she was the boss of Mohamad Stefan, and she was doing very much activity and also doing Dawah. And Dawah, you don't have to name it, I am doing Dawah. No, but the way how you treat people, example in South America, in Sao Paulo, there was a lady, she go to my wife, she said, dear, I want to be a Muslim, but I don't want to leave Maryam. My wife tell her, if I don't believe in Maryam, I am not a Muslim. She said, how come? You believe in Maryam? Yes, dear, we believe in Maryam, we believe in Jesus. If we don't believe in this, we are not Maryam, we are not Muslim. And she showed her one thing. In the Holy Bible, there is not a chapter about Maryam. But in the Holy Quran, there is a full chapter called Surah Maryam. And from that point, that day she started to read the Quran and she became Muslim. But how I said, it's very easy to do dawah if you want to do it. Anything else? Yes?
Can I ask, how would you advise someone if someone has converted to Islam, but the family that he lives in are not Muslim, how would you advise him how to interact with them and how to behave towards them?
Yeah, first of all, you have to be very soft with the family. Yeah? Because you have to remember a few things, In Islam, sometimes people make mistakes. And the non-Islamic world also people make mistakes. But as a Muslim, you have to remember, example, there was a gathering in the mosque. Mohamad Stefan with his companion were sitting in the mosque. And somebody come in the mosque, what he do? He pee. The Sahaba, they want to kick him out. What Muhammad was doing? He said, let him finish. This is a very big issue there. He don't say, stop him. He said, let him finish. This is showing us how we have to be. When somebody he became Muslim, or he's a Muslim and he's married a non-Muslim lady and having a relation with his family, first of all, he has to be himself an example for that people. He don't have to tell them, do not drink. But when these people, they start to drink, he have to leave. He said, sorry, I have to pray and I cannot pray. Where is the drink? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the Bible, in the Christianity, you are not allowed to drink. In the Christianity, you are not allowed to eat pork. This is not from the Quran, this is from the Bible. You are not allowed to eat pork, but they are using, because they are the less educated people in the religion these days, they are the Christian, especially Catholic and Orthodox. Protestant, they know many things. For this reason, it's very easy to convert the Protestant or Adventist or the other sects to Islam than the Orthodox, because they have knowledge about the Bible. When they have some knowledge about the Bible is in the Quran there. If you take half of the Quran, it's word by word like the Bible, because the Quran was not coming to reject the Bible. Quran was coming to complete the Bible. Islam was not coming to erase the other religion, to complete the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These things you have to tell them, and you have to be nice with them, you have to be example for them. Then they want to be a Muslim. But if you are the worst people in the family, and you pretend yourself you are a Muslim, you are lying, inshallah, Bukra inshallah never comes, you don't keep your commitments, how they can trust on you? Build the trust about yourself as a social person, and then you can give them the message, inshallah. No more questions? I will not come back tomorrow. Okay, dear, it was very nice meeting you, and I hope one day we'll meet all of us in front of Allah in paradise. Thank you very much, and may Allah reward you for your time. And go home and spread your idea to the people. Make Muslim to smile, huh? This is the logo what you have to put. Make the Muslim to, don't say the power of Dawah. Make the Muslim to smile. This is more powerful word. Thank you very much, dear. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.